What's going on, guys? I'm Chris,
And I'm Andy.
and today we're going to be reviewing Whiplash. This is one of our favorite Damien Chazelle movies. You'll see what the other one is in a future review. But for me, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time. I ask myself the question every time I rewatch it, what movie would I want to watch more than this? And I can't think of anything. So I'm pretty positive that right now, Whiplash is my favorite movie of all time. And it came out in 2014. Obviously, like I said, Damien Chazelle directed it. And it's about this jazz music school. Andrew Neiman, played by Miles Teller, goes to the school and he's a student there. And Fletcher, played by J.K. Simmons, is an instructor there who begins to antagonize him. And it really becomes a back and forth between them and kind of a mental battle. And it really touches on how far you push yourself to be the best you can as an artist. And I think this movie is a masterpiece. What do you think of it? Because I've never really heard your thoughts on this movie.
Yeah, no, I really do like this movie a lot too. Of course, you just said it's one of your favorite movies, so obviously you like it a little more than me. But I mean, Damien Chazelle, this is his first movie that really put him on the map for me, and I didn't see it in 2014, the year it came out. It took me until about like La La Land time when I started to know about this movie. But when I watched it, I was highly entertained. Not a boring scene in this movie. I don't think there is one. And I mean, the relationship between Andrew and Fletcher, J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller is like outstanding. The acting, of course, from J.K. Simmons is the reason why I love this movie as much as I do.
Oh yeah, there's no denying it, and I think that J.K. Simmons gives the best supporting performance in a long time. Now that's hard to say because there's performances like Ledger's Joker, Hans Landa in *Inglourious Basterds*, played by Christoph Waltz, even Anton Chigurh from *No Country for Old Men*. Like there have been so many great supporting performances, but this one's probably my favorite just because anytime he says anything on screen, it's just like I either laugh because he's just so funny in like a dark comedy kind of way, or I'm just captivated because he's so crazy and just seeing him go off on the students. It's like, man, this guy is like really passionate about what he does. And I think that he is the anchor for this movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's up there with those guys that you said. I think they're all better than him, but this is definitely like a top 5 all-time supporting actor performance. And I mean, J.K. Simmons, it's so funny to see him do this role whenever he was J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man and still is. And then, like, this role is so aggressive. I mean, he just is, like, screaming in people's face, abusing people verbally and mentally, like, and like physically too. It's just like so funny, like at certain parts when he just like yells at one guy and he just like makes him leave the class. But I mean, his character arc is really good too, and by the end of the movie when they like finally work together, I get chills like every time in that moment. Him and
Yeah,
Andrew.
yeah, we're going to be giving some spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But we're going to get into our favorite moments in this movie, Whiplash, and for me, it has to be the final 15, 20 minutes. And I'll say this confidently, this is the best ending probably that I've ever seen to a movie. Like, I'm so serious. It just builds and builds and builds. It's so great. And when the credits roll, I have this feeling inside of me of excitement, and I almost just want to clap. Like, it's a perfect ending. It makes me ecstatic. Like, I love it.
It's definitely Damien Chazelle's best ending of his movies. It's definitely his best, not even a question. And my favorite part would probably be also the final 15 minutes is so good too. But I also love like whenever Andrew first comes to the room, to the music room, and they like meet each other and everything. That's just a great scene. He's just yelling in his face, like throwing stuff at him. It's just perfect.
Another scene I wanted to mention real quick is the original idea for the film, since Whiplash was originally based on a short by Damien Chazelle. The scene where Fletcher has the 3 drummers rotating and they stay there, and he kind of like just goes off on each one individually, and eventually Neiman actually gets the part. But that's such an intense scene, and it has some of the best dialogue. Like the script is great for this movie. I wish that it won the Oscar that year.
Yeah, I mean, it really should have won the Oscar that year, but I mean, at least it won 3 Oscars. We were looking about on that before we talked, and it won supporting actor for J.K. Simmons, of course. I think that was unanimous. And then it won a sound mixing, which the sound is great in this movie, of course, with all the music and stuff. And then Damien Chazelle always has a good sound, honestly. And then the last thing that I won was
Editing.
film editing. Yeah, which was really good. The editing in this movie, it's probably one of the best of the last decade.
Yeah, the match cuts in the climax of the movie when it like is an extreme close up on their eyes, it is perfect. And especially all of the drumming scenes. And to talk about the sound, I love the music in this movie. Like I'll listen to it in my car when I'm driving around, like Caravan and Whiplash and all the other songs. They really just they make you feel good. I like them.
Yeah, I mean the music is super good. It's like a character in this movie, and it's on the top 250. It's number 45. So, I mean that's high praise. So I love this movie a lot too.
Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this movie. Easily my favorite of the century so far. And like I said, probably my favorite movie of all time at the moment. So that's a wrap for our review of Whiplash. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be on the lookout for our next Damien Chazelle review. We're going to be reviewing La La Land. Very excited to talk about that one. So be sure to like this video and comment your thoughts on Whiplash down below. Do you love it or hate it? Are you in the middle on it? And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 300 every day, and it would mean a lot if you would consider subscribing. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.